Hey y'all, welcome back to DIY with me. Today I'm going to show you how to take this Easter egg. Remember, we've used this Easter egg for a lot of different things. We're going to use this Easter egg and we're going to create a chick out of it. Really cool idea. So watch along, follow along. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to tell you what you're going to need for this craft. You are going to need, of course, your handy dandy hot glue gun. I just have it over here to the side, so I don't want to bump into it because I won't need it till the very end, but I have it on and ready. You're going to need some feathers, orange and yellow feathers. So I'm going to go ahead and take those out. I'm going to look and see if I can find the best ones, the ones that are kind of fluffy already, so I don't have to pull apart. This one's really fluffy. This one's definitely, that's the perfect size right there. So I'm going to see if I can find a yellow one that's about that size. If not, I'll just come back and this one will work too. Okay, so those two pieces right there will work. So that's all I need for that. So I'm just going to put this and close this back up and put it over here to the top of the screen. Matter of fact, I'm going to lay my glue gun on top of it. So that's done. Next thing you're going to need is you're going to need some kind of things to make their feet and their eyes out of. Now, I have these hearts that were left over from Valentine's Day, and I'm going to use them as the feet and also as the nose, like that. So it's going to be 3D a little bit. I only have two out, but I'm gonna get my third one out in just a second. So I have my feathers, I have this, I have my wooden egg. If you don't have a wooden egg, you can always trace one and get one out, but or just some kind of oval, some kind of circle you can make a chick out of. I haven't decided if I'm gonna use buttons or flowers on my chick, so I'm just gonna pull both of them out, so I have them out, and also some ribbon, and of course, as always, my paint pen. Now, I'm using this because I don't want to have to sit there and wait for the paint to dry. And when you use the paint pen, it tends to dry quicker. So all I'm going to do is just come back. If you want your chick to be orange, you can have your chick be orange. But I'm just going to paint yellow. And let me zoom in so you guys can see what I'm doing. All I'm doing is painting the egg, the back of the egg. I'm not using the front of the egg. I'm using the back of the egg. And you're just painting them. Now, I will suggest if you're going to hang this up, which I'm probably going to hang mine up, to go ahead and before you start putting the feathers or anything else on it, go ahead and get a string, a piece of string or twine or however you're gonna hang it up. Go ahead and put it on that, so that way you have it. But right now, I'm just coloring this in, painting this. The paint pen is much like using a marker. You're just going to come in and you're just going to color it. Whoops, and that one exploded. So look at that, it exploded. So with an explosion like that, you just take your paint pen, and you just move it around so that it goes over. I may have to wait for it to dry. Let's see if I can get some. That's the first time that's ever happened to me. And I don't have a paintbrush on my desk. But I'm gonna pause a minute and grab a paint. So I am back. I got my paintbrush. So hopefully it hasn't dried too much because it exploded. And I'm gonna use that paint to kind of try and fill in before I go back using the paint pen. But it exploded. I have never had a paint pen explode like that. I think that's all I can, kind of evened it out a little bit. That's all I can do right now. So now I'm just going to come back and finish this part out. I'm not even sure how many projects you would have for your paint pen. I've done multiple projects, but I've done it with different colors. I've noticed this side right here is kind of warped a little bit, not colored in. So I'm going to go ahead and color that in. And so then you're done with your paint pen. Now I went ahead and pulled out a piece of twine. So I'm going to go ahead and thread that in so I don't forget and start working on my project. And then all of a sudden, oh my gosh, I forgot to add a little hanger to it. You can decide whether or not you want to hang it. You can decide if you want to put it on a piece of block wood. It's up to you. whatever you decide you want to do with your egg, you can do. So I'm going to tie this in a knot, and I always hate working with small pieces because my hands don't always cooperate with me when I'm tying. That's the price of getting old. Okay, so there we go. We've got the egg painted a yellow because we're making a chick, and we also have the tie on it. Now, this is where the hot glue gun comes in, and I apologize if you see a fly or if you see me going like this because there's a fly in here, and it's getting on my last nerves. Okay, so next thing you're going to do is you're going to come and you're going to see if you can. Mine snapped off fairly easy, but if you want to come back with some scissors and cut down the little pieces, because these are going to be your, they're fairly easy. You can save the skewers because you can always use them for another project, and I'm just cutting them down a little bit smaller so that way you have something to use. And then the last one is your beak, which is going to go like this. It's kind of making it, kind of make it like a 3D, like it's sticking out a little bit. If you don't like the beak, then you can always draw one on. It's up to you however you do it. But the next thing we're going to do is you can decide whether or not you want your feet to look like this, upside down hearts or full size hearts. I kind of like the full size, so that's what I'm going to do. And all I'm going to do is come back here and add a little bit of hot glue on the heart. And then come back here and add some more glue. And you've got your feet. If you don't like the bottom, you can always like put some Easter grass or something if you don't like the way the wood's showing on the bottom, but I'm okay with it because chicken feet is normally very itchy and scratchy anyways. Now, I forgot to tell you we're using googly eyes, but you can use black buttons, which you know what, I think since we have buttons out and I have a lot of small black buttons, I think I'm going to use my black buttons. It's called improvising, guys. So I'm going to get my very small black buttons out, and that's a small one. Let's see if I can find another small one that's the same size. I would prefer ones with 2 holes, but I don't think I have the 2-hole ones here. Oh, there's a 2-hole one. And let's see if I can find another 2-hole one. I know you're probably thinking, Melissa, you could have picked all this stuff out before. Yes, I could have, but I really want to show you guys. There's 2 that match right there. I really want to show you guys how you can improvise when you're doing this. My chicks actually have 2 different colors of eyes. One's a darker color and one's a lighter color, black. So I'm just going to put it like that. Put the down. Put it back down. And place it in. And then you're just going to come back and you're just going to pull off the hot glue sticks. The hot glue strands. So we have the eyes, which I improvised. I didn't put googly eyes on my chick this time, and he's kind of weird looking right now because he's not kind of straight, so just kind of straighten him up a little bit. Then if you want to come back and put the nose in, you can make a beak, or you can make the beak this way. I kind of like it this way, but I don't know if it'll lay flat or like this or not. So what I'm going to do is I am going to solo layout for me because of this fly, and I'm going to see about putting this like that. And I don't know if it'll stand up. I may have to hold on to it for a little bit for it to adhere because of the way it is. So I'm just going to stand it up for a minute and hold on to it. If it falls over, we'll try it the other way. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to come back, and as you can see, this feather is really big. Oh, and I just messed it up. Okay, I just cut that feather, and that feather decided it was going to fall apart. That's the bad thing about working with feathers, is that they tend to fall apart when you're working with them. So be careful. I'm just going to put my little fluffiness right here. And then I'm going to put the fluffiness right on top of that, just so they have it. So I'm just going to add a little bit of hot glue right here on the top. Right here around the hanger. And I'm going to put the yellow on And then hopefully I don't need to add any more right now for the input. Okay, you may have to come back and trim your feathers because this one kind of has a freaky hairstyle. But I kind of like it because chicks are really cute with freaky hairstyles. Now, we have the ribbon, and I'm using a carrot ribbon because I just think it's really cute with carrots on them, but you can use anything you want. And what we're going to do with this one is we're just going to cut about this length right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come and I'm just going to make a whole bunch of loops so they're even. And you'll see what I'll do in just a second. I'm making loops like this. That's all I'm doing is looping it. It may be too big. Okay, it's too big. The loops are too big. So kind of gauge it over your chick. And I think I'm going to do 2 more loops. The only reason why I say do loops, because you'll see why in a minute, why it's easier to work with if you do loops. Okay. So, do your loops and cut off. Now, if you want, you can come back and twist it or use wire or something to twist, but I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut, cut, cut. So I know all my ribbons the same size. Cut, cut, and one more cut. Okay. Next you're going to do is you're just going to make sure all of your sides are cut, and you're just going to kind of like spread them out. So they're like, so now you have all this. So now here's what you're doing. You're going to place your first one on, place it on. You add a little bit of glue on the top of that one. Come back, place the other one kitty corner, and until you get satisfied with how you like it, you're just going to kind of build it up. And the only reason why I'm saying doing it this way is because it's a lot easier when you're working with a ribbon. Instead of having to do a whole bunch of different ribbons at one time, you can easily do it this way. Now, we have our little our little Easter egg chick, but he's missing something. I don't know if I want to put a button in the middle, which might be cute, or a flower. And I don't think I want to use that pink flower. I think I want to come back and use one of my white flowers that I have. So I'm just going to pull that one off, and we're going to look at that. Let's see. I think this one's the better one. Of course, it's not going to come off because I'm trying to get it off. Okay, that was the better one because it's laying flat. And so you look at it and you go, okay, do I like it? I kind of like the chick flower on the top. So this is what I'm doing. And remember my actual tip about the tape. I had tape on this. I also had a piece that I didn't use that could be used for another project. So you're just going to tape that up on it, but also I'm going to need a little bit more tape here. So I'm going to tape it here. And so this right here is going to go here. So we're going to add this on. I'm going to add a little bit, and then we're going to put this right here on top. But what I'm going to come back and do, because my chick, the flower does not want to lay straight, I'm going to come back with my scissors, and I am going to kind of flatten them out, add a little bit of hot glue. And there you go, guys. A cute little chick for, there you go, guys. A cute little chick for Easter, however you want it. For you can come back and you can always trim this up if you want, but I just think it's really cute. We used an Easter egg, as you see the back. We used an Easter egg, some feathers, some hot glue gun, hot glue sticks, buttons for the eyes, because if you don't have googly eyes, I want to show you how you can improvise. These right here are hearts. They were on these little stakes right here. They were actually for Valentine's Day. And his beak is also a heart. Turn it sideways. See, his beak is a heart. So there you go. And this just leftover twine that I had. there you go. A cute little ornament for your Easter tree, or if you want to give it or attach it to an Easter basket or anything like that. It's a cute little decor item. You can have it for your house. And if you want to come back and trim up your flower, you can. So until next time, guys, be blessed. Like and subscribe to the channel. Bye.